You and your wife. Yeah. I had that fucking glazed look.
Those corporate gigs are so. Ron White just ate it at one recently. He goes,
He
I don't
did.
know why the fuck I agreed to do that.
I know.
He goes, they just came. I
it.
said no, and they said more, and I said no, and then they came up with a number. I was like, all right.
Holy shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Same fucking story for me.
Those are death.
I don't think I.
Those things are death because the people that are there, they're working with all these people, so they're all like kind of tight.
Yeah, they got shit going on.
Yeah. And they're not really thinking about the comedy show. They're thinking about this is like a social environment with all the people. They're working their way up the corporate ladder, and they're concentrating on all their shit. And they can't laugh at anything inappropriate.
Oh, that's
and
true, yeah.
I saw Mike over there laughing at all those sexist jokes. Mike's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's good. I swear to God, I felt bad for them. I was like, Jesus, they paid me so much. I fucking feel terrible I didn't kill for it, but it happened.
Yeah, Hinchcliffe just did one recently too. He said the same thing. I'm like, that's why I don't do those. It's not do comedy where people come to see comedy, and that's it. Don't get hired for a birthday party. Get the fuck out of here with that.
It was the only fucking reason I did it was Paul McCartney did it the year before. So they go, well, they don't do these much. I went, Paul McCartney. Well, fuck, I'm doing that shit.
Yeah, but Paul McCartney can just play his songs.
I know, man.
And, like his songs are great. They're classics.
He's not gonna miss.
He's not gonna miss.
No,
he's just gonna play and if they don't respond, that's on them.
Yeah, it's like you fucking nuts. You
he
didn't
just
enjoy
did Band on the Run. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I know, man. That's good.
Yeah, like musicians, they can always just get into their songs.
Oh, fuck.
They don't
they
need
can
your
close their
response.
eyes. They don't need nothing.
They
don't look around. Yeah,
they don't need you.
We're fucking looking at everybody. That fucking dude's not loving it. God damn it. I know.
We rely so much on other people's response.
But the moments I don't, those are the ones I was saying to you, Joe, and I've eaten it before, but still felt I did good because I fucking remained kind of confident and believing in my shit still. But the ones where I look out, I see them hating me, and I go, yeah, why am I here, man? That's a bad feeling.
It's a terrible feeling. I say bombing on stage is like sucking 1,000 dicks in front of your mother. But the problem is, it's probably worse than that because somewhere out there, there's probably a guy who wouldn't mind sucking 1,000 dicks in front of his mom. He'd be like, "Look at me, mom. Look at you bitch. You made me. 99. Let's go."
My mother would 100% at the end say, "You could have done it better.
Yeah.
You could have sucked him harder. Why did you stop on that one man? He wanted to explode in your face, and you stopped." I feel bad. You should call him and tell him you'll suck his dick. But I'm with you, buddy. Yeah, stand up. Stand-up's the best.
It's a crazy thing, and no one can teach you how to do it either. You have to figure it out yourself because your way of doing it is different than my way of doing it. My way is different than Kevin's way.
Yeah.
Kevin's way is different than fucking Seinfeld's way. Everybody's got a different way of doing it.
Absolutely.
And nobody can teach you how to do it. You can learn some things from watching other people. You can learn some things from...
Oh, man, yeah.
But...
How about when somebody fucking great watches you and says, "Hey, you know what you could say here," and gives you a great line? You're like, "Oh my God,
yes,
thank you."
No, that's huge.
What a feeling! You just made my okay thing into a fucking one I'm excited to do.
Oh yeah. There's been a couple of bits that I've had that got a tag from a friend, and it's just like pops it up.
Oh, you're like, how did I ever do it without that fucking line?
Yeah. Sometimes like a fresh eye. That's one of the things that I always admired about how Chris Rock used to do it. Because Chris Rock would go on stage, he'd work his stuff out, and then he'd have a bunch of guys that he would hire to sit in the back of the room and kind of workshop with him.
I do similar stuff.
Very smart.
I have these young guys who are fucking way funnier at writing than me, only because I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. I walk into the office and I'm like, I thought of this funny thing last night. Maybe something there. I'll say it to them, and they'll go, "Oh yeah," and they'll fucking write something interesting, and we come up with something together eventually.
Well, you used to collaborating when you do films, right?
Yes. I always do that. Always got a bunch of guys that help me out throughout the whole movie. Yeah.
That's such a good process.
Yes.
Because, one mind is great, but a bunch of minds together in different perspectives, people are going to see things from an angle that you're not going to see.
Yes, that's exciting. Same shit. Shit. Somebody comes up with a great thing to do in a scene or a line, or maybe you can be doing this at the same time, an action, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, me and Hurley, when we write these things, we think a lot what it's going to look like, what's going on in each scene, and what the jokes are, that kind of shit. But on the day, you definitely having a couple of buddies around making it better is the way to go.
Well, you always have a very tight ship too. Like doing Zookeeper with you, and like and talking with Kevin. Like you work with the same people pretty much every film.
Yeah.
Which is really huge.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's always, you have a very family environment. Like, it's
always
all family.
Yes.
Everybody's fun. They're all, everybody likes working together. It's, no one's an asshole.
Yeah.
It's an easy gig in that sense that, like, you know you're going to come to work with people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's having fun.
Kevin got that going. You got that going.
Yeah, you have to have that.
Yeah.
That's gigantic.
You got like a lot of great stand-up friends, all right? When you do the road, you just bring your guys with you. When you guys, like, how many of you go up on stage when you take gigs on the road?
If I do a gig, I bring usually one guy who's a beginner, and then two guys who are headliners.
And how much time does everybody do?
It depends. Gotcha. Like when I did the live special, I brought this kid, Ari Matty, who's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ari did 10 minutes. Well, he did 15 minutes the first night, but on the live night, he did 10 minutes. So 10 minutes to warm the crowd up. And then he brings on Ron White. Ron White murdered for 15. And then he brings on Tony. Tony murders for 15.
Wow.
And then I go on after that.
You're fucking tough to do that to yourself. Put on big, heavy hitters, because that can get you in a hole sometimes too. Where people are crushing so hard.
As long as you're having fun, it doesn't, because the audience is having a good time.
Yes.
My philosophy is I don't want bad comedians to go on in front of me. I want people to kill.
Yes.
So that when I go on stage, everyone's having a great time.
Yes.
They don't ever feel like, oh, they made that one guy for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
oh my God, when was he going to get off stage?
No.
Because there's some comedians that like to do that. They like to bring in terrible acts so they look like a hero.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
It's bad for the
audience.
audience.
For your audience, and bad for your own brain. You just you're getting lazy doing it.
You're getting lazy. It's a soft way to approach it.
Yes.
So like when I do shows at the club, sometimes I'm going on stage an hour and a half into the show.
Yeah,
and it's like
here,
Brian Simpson, Shane Gillis, Mark Norman. It's like killer after killer are going up.
Yeah.
And then I'm going up late. So it's like running with weights on. Like you gotta like come out of the gate hot. You know.
Dude, when I first came back to stand up, I was bringing all my buddies with me, and they were killing it was good crowds, so everybody would stay up, you know? Everyone's like, I know I was going to do 15, let me do 25. And so by the time I got up there, I was following like 6 or 7 guys murdering, and it was fucking 2 hours in, and then I was supposed to do an hour and a half of that. I'd be like, shit, I gotta figure this out, man. I'm not kidding. I'll cut
That's too much.
That's too much.
You wear the audience out.
Yeah.
I feel like when a show gets over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it's like, I don't want to see a 3-hour movie.
No.
If I'm gonna watch a 3-hour movie, I'm gonna be at home. Okay, where I can pause.
Yeah.
If I have to take a leak,
go eat,
go have some popcorn. I want to like for 3 hours sitting in some auditorium somewhere watching a show.
That's a lot.
It's gotta be a banger of a show where you're so engaged, where you walk out, you're like, wow.
How about that feeling when you know, holy shit, this arena, I'm losing him for about 5 minutes. Let me fucking get him back. How about that when you see people who started the show off with like, and then they're kind of like tuned out going, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Why
people only have a certain amount of attention span.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I admire bands that still, like, I saw Guns N' Roses in Greece.
Yeah.
And they do 3 hours.
New shit? Or just
all the classics.
Yeah,
the classics. You know,
yeah.
Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine.
Can't fuck with them.
They fucking go hard for 3 hours. Those guys are 100 years old. They're still killing
and
it.
He's singing 3 hours. Axl's ripping it for 3 hours.
Yes.
Shit.
Same with the Stones. I saw the Stones a couple years ago at CODA, the Circuit of the Americas here in town.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
Yeah,
Mick Jagger's 1,000 years old.
Yeah,
and he's still
like a
fucking moving.
Yeah,
button your lip, baby.
Yeah,
he's still fucking dancing and all that energy.
Yes, it's funny. They do like Stones do 2 a week or something.
Yeah,
that's a really funny shit. Because when we go on the road, it's like 5 or 6.
That's the way to do it though. When you're 80.
Yes.
You know, you need recovery.
Yes.
And also, Mick Jagger works out every single day. He has 2 trailers filled with gym equipment.
Wow, yeah.
2 of the trailers when they travel with the Stones is just Mick Jagger's gym equipment.
What a fucking stud, a light little body. That guy looks like he weighs 120 or something.
He looks like 120. He's ripped still, 80 years old, got a six-pack.
Got the veiny arms ready.
Fucking ready to go. And still has his pipes, still can sing. And Keith Richards could still play. It was incredible. Watching them live, I couldn't even believe they were there. It was one of those things where, like, I was almost like I felt like I was on drugs. I was like, am I really seeing the Rolling Stones? Are they actually there? Like, I could throw a rock and I could hit Mick Jagger with a rock. He's right there.
I know. And then how exciting, like, when Keith and Ron look at each other and laugh. Like, they laugh together. Fuck, that was
They're
incredible.
Still enjoying it. And when we were kids, there were no old rock stars.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Elvis
he was already dead.
Right. Yeah.
You know, he died in the 70s, right? So he was already dead.
Wow, man. Wow.
And so when we were kids, we thought of rock stars as like Van Halen, young, wild.